Alright, let's talk about one of the most important yet often overlooked parts of any car with some real get up and go, the drive shaft. You can have the biggest, baddest engine in the world, a monster with horsepower for days, but if you can't get that power to the wheels, you're just making a lot of noise. That's where this simple-looking pipe comes in. The drive shaft is the critical link, the messenger that takes all that beautiful, roaring power from your transmission and delivers it directly to the differential, which then turns your rear wheels. It's the backbone of your drivetrain, the piece that makes the magic happen. Without it, you're basically sitting in a very expensive, very loud chair. Think of it like this: your engine is the star quarterback and the transmission is the coach calling the play. But the drive shaft? It's the running back who takes the handoff and sprints down the field for a touchdown. It has to be strong enough to handle every bit of torque your engine throws at it, from a gentle cruise down the boulevard to a full throttle launch when the light turns green. If that shaft twists, bends, or shatters, your race is over before it even begins. It's a component that lives a life of constant, violent twisting force, and its ability to withstand that stress is what separates a reliable street machine from a roadside breakdown waiting to happen. Now you might think it's just a simple metal tube, and in essence it is, but the engineering behind it is fantastic. It has to be perfectly balanced, incredibly strong, and yet as light as possible. Any imbalance, even a tiny one, can create massive vibrations at high speeds. We've all felt that weird shudder in a car before, right? A lot of the time that's a drive shaft telling you it's not happy. It spins at thousands of RPMs, matching your engine's speed, so precision is everything. That's why when you start adding power, you have to think about what's connecting that power to the pavement. It's a true unsung hero of performance. For any car enthusiast, especially those of us who love the thrill of street performance, understanding the drive shaft is fundamental. It's not just a part you can ignore until it breaks. It's a key player in how your car feels, how it launches, and how reliably it puts a smile on your face. Whether you're driving a classic GTO, a modern Mustang, or a custom-built hot rod, that spinning shaft underneath your feet is doing some of the hardest work in the entire vehicle. It's the strong, silent type in the world of automotive parts, and it deserves a whole lot of respect for the job it does. When you pop your head under a car, you'll see that drive shafts come in a few different flavors, each with its own personality. The old-school classic is the solid steel drive shaft. This thing is the heavyweight champion of toughness. You'll find these in heavy-duty trucks and older muscle cars. They are incredibly strong and can take a beating, but boy are they heavy. All that rotating mass takes more power just to get it spinning, which can slow down your acceleration a bit. It's reliable, it's tough as nails, but it's not exactly what you'd call nimble. It's the strongman of the group, built for pure grunt work. Next up, and far more common today, is the tubular drive shaft, which can be made of steel or aluminum. By making the shaft a hollow tube instead of a solid bar, engineers shed a ton of weight without sacrificing too much strength. Less weight means it spins up faster, giving you a snappier throttle response. An aluminum tubular shaft is even lighter, which is great for performance. The trade-off? A steel tube is still stronger than an aluminum one, but for most street and even many race applications, a well-made tubular shaft is the perfect balance of strength, weight, and cost. It's the all-around athlete. Then you get to the really exotic stuff. Carbon fiber. This is the featherweight of the drive shaft world. It's incredibly strong, ridiculously light, and has a secret weapon. It can absorb vibrations like a sponge. That means a smoother ride and less stress on the rest of your drivetrain. It can also handle a bit of twisting and snap back to its original shape, which can save your transmission or differential from a catastrophic failure during a hard launch. Of course, all this high-tech magic comes with a high price tag. This is the stuff you see on top-tier race cars and high-end supercars for a reason. Finally, we have to mention CV axles, or constant velocity axles. Now, these aren't technically drive shafts in the traditional rear-wheel drive sense, but they do the same job for front-wheel drive and all-wheel drive cars. Instead of a long, solid pipe, they are shorter shafts with flexible CV joints on the ends. These joints allow the shaft to keep spinning at a constant speed, even while the wheels are turning and the suspension is moving up and down. They are engineering marvels, but they can be a weak point when you start adding a lot of power to a front-wheel drive car. They're the acrobats of the group, flexible and made for tight spaces. So, you've bolted on a supercharger and you're making crazy horsepower. Fantastic! But now your stock drive shaft is looking at you like it's about to file a formal complaint. For street racers, upgrading the drive shaft is not just an option, it's a necessity. The first and most common upgrade is switching to a stronger material. If you have a stock steel shaft, moving to a chromoly tubular shaft is a huge step up. Chromoly is a steel alloy that's way stronger than standard steel, so you can handle more torque without the shaft turning into a licorice stick. It's the go-to choice for serious performance builds that need reliability without the carbon fiber price. Another major upgrade area is the universal joints, or U-joints. These are the little cross-shaped pivots at each end of the drive shaft that allow it to move with the suspension. Stock U-joints are fine for daily driving, but under the immense shock of a drag launch, they can shatter into a million little pieces. Upgrading to heavy-duty, forged U-joints with a larger diameter is critical. Some racers even go for solid U-joints, which are non-greasable but offer maximum strength for competition. A stronger shaft is useless if the joints connecting it are the weak link in the chain. Think of it as putting a stronger lock on a flimsy door. You have to upgrade the whole system. Balance is everything. A factory drive shaft is balanced for factory horsepower. When you start spinning it faster with more power, any tiny imperfection is magnified and can cause destructive vibrations. A performance drive shaft needs to be professionally, dynamically balanced at high speeds. Shops use special machines to spin the shaft and weld on tiny weights to get it perfectly smooth. A well-balanced shaft not only feels better, but also protects your transmission seals, differential bearings, and U-joints from getting shaken to death. It's a step that no serious builder should ever skip. Finally, let's talk about safety. When a drive shaft fails at high speed, it can be incredibly violent. It can whip around, tear up the underside of your car, and can even come right through the floorboard. That's why any car built for the track, and any smart street racer, will install a drive shaft safety loop. This is a simple, strong steel loop that bolts to the chassis and encircles the front of the drive shaft. If the shaft ever breaks at the front U-joint, the loop will catch it and prevent it from digging into the pavement and pole vaulting your car. It's a cheap piece of insurance that can save your car, and more importantly, save you. You've got your awesome, upgraded drive shaft installed. Great, but you can't just forget about it. Like any other part on your car, it needs a little love to perform its best and live a long, happy life. The most important piece of maintenance is lubrication. Most performance drive shafts have U-joints with grease fittings, also called Zerk fittings. Every time you change your oil, you should get under there with a grease gun and give each fitting a couple of pumps of high-quality chassis grease. This pushes out old, dirty grease and water, and keeps the needle bearings inside the U-joint caps moving smoothly. It's a 5-minute job that prevents a world of hurt. Regular inspection is your next best friend. You don't have to be a master mechanic to do this. Just get under the car, safely, with jack stands of course, and give the drive shaft a good look and a good wiggle. Grab the shaft and try to twist it back and forth and push it up and down. There should be almost no play in the U-joints. If you feel a clunk or see any looseness, that's a sign your U-joints are wearing out and need to be replaced before they fail. Also look for any dents or dings in the shaft itself. A significant dent can throw off the balance and create a weak spot. Listen to your car. It will tell you when something is wrong. One of the first signs of a drive shaft problem is a new vibration. You might feel it through the floor or the seat, and it often gets worse as you go faster. Another telltale sound is a clunk or ping when you shift from drive to reverse or put the car in gear. This is often the sound of worn-out U-joints taking up slack. Don't just turn up the radio and ignore these signs. They are early warnings that your drivetrain needs attention. Catching a problem early can mean the difference between a simple U-joint replacement and a much more expensive repair. So whether you're rocking a bone stock classic or a fire-breathing street machine, pay attention to that spinning bar underneath. It's the heart of your car's ability to move. A little bit of maintenance and a keen eye for trouble will ensure it keeps doing its job, delivering all that power you love straight to the pavement. Knowing your drive shaft is key to having a reliable and fun car. And hey, while you're thinking about your next project, don't forget to follow us at Resto Auto Works on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook for more tips, builds, and all things automotive. We'll see you in the garage.